So let's go and think about how is a machine working, how is a machine running. I bring some printouts. I bring my Secret Godoy book. We are in a new area of technical, artistical and professional advanced tattooing. Tattooing's old school secret society has been overtaken by artistic youngsters from all walks of life. Myths around the tattoo machines are running more rampant than they have ever been. The proof is seen in the imitation copycat machines being sold by artists and suppliers who don't really understand their function. Credibility from nothing. The machine is simple and its methods are scientific. It's time to debunk these myths and superstitions. I love it, you know. I'm all in for Godoy machines. And yes, as I say, I can recommend that book. It starts with machine parts. It's basically what we do. It explains you where is all the different parts on the machine. And machine frame. So we basically go over the book with my own words to explain you everything. So let's take a look into the machine. I found this few illustrations in the internet, which I will use to paint inside. Okay. So first of all, it's very important that you understand the tattoo machine in itself. How does the tattoo machine works? And I will show you that on the paper here. And yeah, I hope you can see that proper. So first of all, you have the frame. The frame is holding everything together. In the frame you have the coils. Coils are nothing else than an electric magnet. And it works pretty simple. There's electric goes in. Electric goes in. And it makes a closed circuit. And it makes an electric magnet here. The electric magnet pulls this metal piece, the bar, which is fluid. It pulls the bar down. And you see that in the moment it pulls the bar down, that spring goes off from the screw. And that is where the electric runs. So in that moment it pulls it down. There is no electric running through it anymore. So there's like, the electric breaks off. And what happens when the electric breaks off? The force from the magnets go. So, and you see when I let the force from the magnets go, then the spring makes the bar jumping back up. And in the moment it jumps back up, there is a connection again. So that means the electric runs through and it's repeat. And this is what a machine does very fast. It holds the electric, it breaks the electric. It holds the electric, it breaks the electric. And let me see if I have a better one, which you can see the cables. No, I paint in the cables. So what is happen? Here's, let's say, here's the plus and here comes the minus. And that cable runs in the coin. The coil is wrapped around, up and down and up and down, and usually 8 times. 8 wraps, we will come to that later on. And then the electric moves on into this coil. Here it wraps the same 8 times, up, down, up, down, up, down, till it comes back to the bottom. So here, that cable, it moves up to the screw. And from the screw, let's go till here. And this screw is not connected to the frame. So this screw who comes in here in the machine is disconnected from the frame. So there's usually like here like a little gum inside, like a little gum. I will show you that when we disconnect the machine. And we should see that on here. Yes, you see this part, let's mark it green. This part here is disconnected with a plastic or gum, something that the electric not runs through, because you need to stop the electric, because our minus from here, our minus goes in the frame. So our minus is everywhere. Our minus is basically everywhere. It goes in here. And you see even the back, the full frame. The full frame is blue, is full of minus electric. And also here, I forgot to mention, if there is a change, or if there is, here you see, there's also the green is isolation. So it makes that the plus is not in the frame. The plus is only in the wires. And you basically have the magnetic field is also blue. And it doesn't matter, because when we later go to the core of the core is isolated. That wrapping here is isolated anyway, so don't worry about that now. So you see all the blue is where the minus comes in. And what the minus does, it runs in here. It runs in here. And you see here it connects. And in that moment, it connects here. We will have the electric circuit is closed. So in that moment the electric circuit is closed, we will have a magnetic field. And the magnetic field magnet on. The magnetic field is pulling the bar down. And in that moment the bar is down. We will lose the connection here. And in the moment we lose the connection here, there breaks the electric circuit off, and there will be like no magnets anymore. So because the magnets are only when it's electric running through the machine. So it breaks off, and the spring have always a little bit force to the top. The spring will like make the machine bounce back. And some of the very big, what means beginner mistakes, some of the, it's good because one of these machines is not really working. This one, so we will find later out why. But I can tell you, most time there are some things. Sometimes you put a machine on and it sucks the bar down to the ground, and it stays there. So that means that there is somewhere the isolation off, because it makes that there's a constant closed circuit. And let's say this cable here is connected to the frame, then you have like a constantly running system, and you have always magnetic field. So that's one thing to figure out. Or let's say it's connected here, then you have it always running. But this does nothing. Oh no, it does something. Or maybe this have just a contact mistake somewhere. But they not run good anyway. But we will come to that machines later on. So you get the point how the machine works. It's very important that you understand how the tattoo machine runs. How the electric comes in here, runs through the coins, runs up here, runs through and back down. And with the Cinch it looks a little bit different. Maybe it's better to actually use one of the machines we will rebuild anyway, to show you better how that will look. Take this weird grip off. So there's one thing of the electric which I not forgot, I let off, was the capacitor. And the capacitor makes nothing else than, it's an extra thing. An extra thing who runs kind of from here to here. And I think here it's very nice to see. And maybe we go here directly. Here was the plus, and the plus goes like here. And the capacitor makes nothing else than, you have to think about, it's almost like a battery, you know. So it's not almost like a battery, it is like a battery. But the thing is, a battery holds electric for very, very long, and a capacitor holds the electric for not long. Think about, you have a bucket of water and you will put a little bit a hole in it. Record. So that is take 5. Take 5. So I know you see pretty much the ending of it. A small hole in the bottom. That is like what a battery is. A battery is like dropping the electric out, the water in that case. And a capacitor is when you take the bucket and you turn it around, so it like woof. The thing is, a battery, when that bucket is closed on the top, you would need a long time to fill it with the water. And it takes a long time to give out that water. And capacitor takes very quick to fill up and to give it up. So what that part does, it holds a little bit a buffer of electric. So that means in that moment the electric breaks off the machine. In that moment that coins can still suck a little bit, because now you see the capacitor is kind of, think about it, it would be like blue from here. So that means in that moment the electric breaks off here. Then the coils still have a little bit reach to this side of the capacitor, and plus comes here. Plus is basically connected here. It has like this woof, little puff, and no, it depends on how much you put in. We will come to the capacitor later on, and I explain you what it makes the different things. But you have to understand, this is why a lot of people are confused, because it's like running beside of the coils. But it's because it's like a battery. It's feeding the minus and the plus from each side, because like a battery, a capacitor have a plus and a minus. And that's also a very common mistake of a lot of people who start building machines. They put the capacitor in the wrong direction. Even a lot of time you can buy machines and the capacitor is in the wrong direction built in. And then you can see that very easy, that in the front of the machine, this one is actually working good. you can see then that on the front of the machine there would be sparks, like blue, white sparks, and they are there only because you have the opacity in the wrong direction. What makes that there's like, you know, when you put a battery together, like then there are sparks, and that's, you don't want that, because what it makes, it destroys you the spring, it destroys you your screw, and it makes the machine not run as good as they supposed to be. And yeah, that is only you can fix so easy. You have your machine is sparking, take the opacitor, turn it around, and that's it. A lot of machines you see on this diagram, they run in the same, what they call the O holders, but some some machines have like the opacitor you can buy like this with the ring on it. Especially when you are like too lazy to make the stuff by yourself, you can buy this from tattoo suppliers. What, when you ask me, make absolutely no sense, because all of the stuff, it's basic. Oops, it's all basic electric supply which you can buy in every little electric shop, you know. We will come to that later on. The first thing was just important that you understand how the machine works, that you understand the electric and how the machine works. We will come to this. This is like how the coils set, how you set up the coils. This is the spring. You always have two springs, and I will tell you how the two different springs affect the machine setting. That's like probably the one thing into this area. It's where I spend 80% of machine building. So today we will just go rough over, but normal for my main machines, I spend 80% of my time in that part. 80% to just have the springs perfect, because a little bit softer spring here, a little bit harder here, a little bit shorter here, a little bit less distance here. It makes a big difference, you know. It makes a big difference. And yeah, all what you have to know right now is electric comes. Trick is on. It pulls this thing down, magnet. And in the moment it pulls it down, the circuit breaks off and it bounces back, because they are bouncy springs. We will come to that later on. So I think that is how the machine works. I will add all these papers later on in my workshop.